BNP Paribas, partenaire des plus belles histoires de Roland Garros, aux côtés des ramasseurs de balles depuis plus de 50 ans.
Well, honestly, in recent weeks, every time I stepped out, I felt differently. Like sometimes I felt like super confident and everything, and sometimes I just lacked energy, you know. So it was hard to navigate that. And honestly, sometimes it happens. Like not every day is going to be the same. But yeah, I mean, this is a totally different tournament. Like I also wanted to use the time before to work on some stuff and to, as I said, you know, change a little bit my mentality and be more like here and now and, you know, fight for everything. So yeah, I've been feeling good and, you know, that's it. We'll see what's going to happen in the future. But for sure, these two matches were pretty solid, so I'm happy with the performance.
Hi, you always seem to play really, really well against Emma Raducanu. Is there any reason for that? Is there a matchup you like? Do you have any extra motivation? Can you explain it?
Well, there are players that just have the ball that is, for some of us, it's a little bit easier. Others don't like it. You know, there are some players that, I don't know, you just kind of know what they're going to do a little bit. And it's not like... I just think it's a kind of matchup. That's why in tennis, sometimes, you know, it's hard to, you know, judge everything, like players' shape and everything, because there are some matches where, I don't know, this girl likes to play with this one, it's going to be pretty one-sided, but this girl doesn't like to play with the same one. So, like, it doesn't really matter. I know Emma can also, you know, play great tennis because, like, when we played in Stuttgart, it was, like, pretty intense and tight, you know, so... I was ready for everything, and I'm happy that I was focused on myself to just kind of play my game and then lead with it.
Just to follow up that, you said on court it went to plan. So did the way Emma plays just what you were expecting there today?
A little bit, but I think all of us know how we play. It's just a matter of like working with it on the court and just. I don't know, just putting your quality and everything. But I think, honestly, if you would ask, a player that has been on the tour, immediately they would be able to describe, like, everybody's weapons and bad sides, you know, and they would do the same for me. But it's about, you know, how you're going to just play, so, and use these things.
Hi, Iga. When we spoke to you in Rome after the Collins match, I remember we were talking about how you were feeling, and then whether just the idea of coming here and being somewhere that you've had so much success, whether that itself might change your mindset. I just wonder whether it has just the fact of being in the grounds, coming to Roland Garros, has that in and of itself changed the way that you feel?
Honestly. No, because you have to do the change and like you have to put in the work, like, and you, like, I played 2 good matches, but I can't expect that, you know, it's all gonna be easy now. So I hope you guys don't do that as well. So because you always need to be like on your toes and ready for what life brings you. And sometimes, yeah, as I said, like one day is gonna be good, one day is not gonna be so easy. So. For sure, coming here to Roland Garros, I feel like, I mean, I like this place, you know. I always played well here, so it gives you some positive, you know, kick. But honestly, it's always you that needs to do the work anyway.
Okay, Carol and then Charlie. Hi, yeah, congrats for today. Earlier you said you needed to change your mentality. I'm just wondering if you can expand on what do you mean by that?
Well, I focused too much on mistakes in past tournaments, and I was kind of hard on myself, so it's never a good way to go because you kind of stop trusting your shots, you know, and in tennis, I don't know, I feel like it's pretty mental, like you need to trust them. So, yeah, I just, like, honestly, it took me a lot of time to, even though my team was kind of telling me what I might change, I kind of didn't believe, you know, that, and I had to feel it on my own skin, you know. Sometimes the mistakes that I do, I just need to make them to suddenly come to some conclusions. So so after Rome, I was like finally aware that I'm doing something wrong, and it's easier than to change it rather than like being like oh, I don't know, whatever, maybe next tournament is going to be different. So I use this time after Rome to do that. But as I said, I'm not expecting anything. I'm just trying to work day by day.
There you go, well done. You said there not to expect too much, but what pleases you about your first couple of matches here?
Well, just the stability of my form and the focus I had, and that I feel a bit more energy, I would say, positive energy.
There you go, and well played. I noticed you took a day off, right, the day before the tournament. Is that not true? I think you posted it, or maybe, I don't know, that's wrong. But in general, I'm curious, what's your kind of relationship with time off and rest and the hours on court, and if that's changed over the past year?
Since I'm working with Maciek, my conditioning coach, we literally do 2 days before the match day off. So it's nothing new. Yeah, well.
So it hasn't changed at all over the years, like the amount of time you're on and off?
No. I mean, at the beginning when he got to know me, I think he tried different solutions, but he's pretty smart guy in terms of planning and everything. So he came up with a system that works for me, because every player is different, and we're sticking to it.
Okay, we'll do 2 more in English class, and then it's
Hi, Iga. Congratulations. You mentioned a couple of times that just a slight lack of energy has been a factor in the past few weeks. I'm just curious whether that's ever been an issue at other parts of your career. Is that a new issue for you?
Well, no, I just said that now I feel the positive energy. But honestly, if I was busy thinking about, every shot that I missed and that I'm not doing everything right, and busy, thinking about 5 things that I should change on my backhand and 4 that I should change on my forehand, I'm never going to have energy to run to everything, because it just takes too much, attention, that maybe it would be better to, just let it go and just run, or whatever. So it's not that I didn't have energy, but you saw probably that I wasn't even running to both, against Coco and against Danielle. So I think it was more about me being busy with this stuff in my head rather than just competing, with the game that I have. Maybe it's not perfect, but just, playing, And
if you had that before in the past?
Yeah, of course. But it's not like everybody was watching my every step back then. So yeah, but for sure I had, for sure.
Iga, you saved every break point you faced today. How significant is that statistic to you, and how do you go about assessing your performance after a match?
Honestly, yeah, that's true. Okay, yeah. I don't know. Well, I'm just happy that my serve is working, and even if the first one is not in, I know I have my second serve, which is pretty good. Weren't these break points only in one game or something?
I think is it 2 games?
Okay, well, I saved them, so I'm happy. I don't know. Sorry. But, yeah, whatever. Sorry. Couldn't come up with anything.